for intro, you don't forget the Sunday event.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to LC Africa, the content factory. You are watching us live from the heart of Kampala, here in Nansana Kuchibloka, opposite KFC. We are located on Hoima Road. Those that are well conversant with that road that heads to Hoima is where our offices are located. We are having our show today, preferably because we had a disappointment yesterday when we had a power outage because of UEDCL. We ran a flyer that had our public apology. We do apologize to you for not having this show run yesterday. But today we are hosting two distinguished gentlemen coming from the Rwenzori, one coming from Bundibujo district, currently now, though it's not into effect yet. Also one from Kasese district, and he's an NRM policy analyst, Hason Mutunzi. The other distinguished gentleman is the Honorable MP-elect for Bwendara County. We also remind you that on Sunday, we are going to host His Majesty Omusinga of Singawa Rwenzururu, His Majesty Charles Wizile Mumbere Irmangoma. But before we start, let us first have a commercial break from our sponsors, Maganjo Grain Millers.
Mulimu ekimera eky'enjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye, eŋŋano ya jiko nga
Welcome back to LC Africa, the Content Factory, where we have online TV shows. We are the hub for content creation. We do videography, we do photography, we do public relations, we do graphics design, and we have studio space for hire, and also carry out online marketing. We are having our Rwenzori Forcu show this afternoon with two distinguished gentlemen. Mr. Hason, can we please have you introduce yourself and greet our viewers? This is our first time here hosting you.
Well, thank you for having me. Good afternoon, viewers. My name is Hason Mutunzi from the NRM Secretariat. I am happy to be here.
Oh, you're welcome, Sebo. Honorable Chibanzanga, it's nice to meet you again.
Thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here for the second time on LOC Africa. And the people of Bundabujo, the people of Bwendara, Rwenzori, good afternoon.
We have had great feedback from the last interview I had with you. Have you been following up?
Oh, yes. I've been following up on the social media. It was widely covered.
Well, our topic today is the Rwenzori parliamentary agenda. But before we go into that, let us first have a brief discussion about the trade order that is affecting most urban cities and town councils. We understand Kasese is a municipality, and also Bundibujo has several town councils. Last week, the Honorable Minister of State for Trade, Honorable Bahati, made a statement on the floor of Parliament, suspending trade order. And then this week, Cabinet reversed his order. I want to first take a brief submission from our guests. What do you have to say about the reversal for Cabinet for this trade order? I start with you, Honorable Capson.
Thank you very much. First of all, before we approach the reversal, we need to first put a bit of context to what the trade order is. So it's born from government wanting to organize our cities, town councils, and municipalities. As you could see, Uganda was becoming one big slum, where trade is on the main streets, it's on the roads, it's on in ramshackle establishments. Some of these, it was difficult to register those businesses, difficult to collect tax, and difficult to trade generally. It was being convenient for the usual customers, but in terms of government and revenue, this was not working properly. So government decided to organize our streets, have businesses registered, and have shops in proper buildings, so that you're able to monitor the volume of business in the country. So the implementation started, the town councils, cities and municipalities started getting people off the road, taking away containers and all these makeshift trade areas. Now that created a lot of applause from the population. People who are benefiting from this found it difficult. They thought the government was using hard-handed methods. And I don't know how it came to the minister deciding to halt it without full consultation within government. So yes, the minister announced on the floor of government, Honorable Bahati, that that had been suspended to create room for more consultation. And while we were taking that in, wondering how that has come, a debate had started whether the halting is good for business or whether it was bad for business. Cabinet sat and decided to resume. But if you ask me, my personal opinion, I think we need orderly streets.
Before you give me your personal opinion, we understand that they are doing this at the offset of the election. Why do they have to bring the trade order immediately after the elections? As a person who works at the NRM Secretariat.
I don't think it's any way related.
Why?
Government does many things, some of them painful but necessary. That's why we need government. That's why institutions like police, it's not police service, it's police force. So to create order, sometimes you need some force.
The public is saying, so why didn't they bring this order before the election or amidst the electioneering period?
Your question assumes that before elections, government was doing nothing. They had that to do and they didn't do it until elections. No.
Yes, people were hovering all over the streets.
Not to go for elections.
They were busy. They were doing other things. So this is the right time to do it. But even if it were related to the politics, anyone would think towards elections, you don't need to create things that will deny you a vote. Speaking for the NRM, we want everyone's vote. But again, we want...
So now that they gave you the vote, you're saying let us go full throttle.
They will appreciate later that this is correct. Actually, even you yourself, you've walked around now and felt some fresh air in town. You've moved to a shop and get service properly. The town feels better. The whole country now feels aerated. This is what we want. So people get used to that. Lose no sleep about it.
Now let's get to your personal opinion about this, sir.
My personal opinion, I think it's a correct thing to do. We need orderly towns and cities. Only that government should have taken more time to sensitize, to make sure these people have alternative places to work, and all mobilized to set up before we start the breaking. It's actually in the implementation that there might be problems, but as far as that is concerned, I think it's a correct thing to do.
Well, Honorable Chibanzanga, you're entering Parliament when there is a lot of fire being raised by people from the public. They are saying that your government has disappointed them.
Disappointed them in which field?
Because ideally, after the election, now they are coming in to throw Whichever person is on
trade order, it's long overdue, first of all. And it is unfortunate that it's coming late. If you fail to organize, fail to plan, you are planning to fail completely. Like Kampala, really. Kasese. All the town is in Uganda. It is very unfortunate that the people's desire for development is ahead of government physical planning. And it's unfortunate that engineers, planners in every town council, in every municipality, in every city in this country, they are sleeping on their job. But if we wanted to do business, and if we wanted to have orderliness, in fact, the trade order has come very late. It should have come yesterday. It should have preceded the development of the people. Planning, physical planning.
Honorable Chibanzanga, you have been in that parliament for close to 15 years. I think you'll be coming to 20 years.
I'm going to make it 25.
25.
If I can finish this time.
Why has it taken all this long to have the trade order, even when you were there in parliament?
My friend, these are the things we usually to discuss about. You cannot allow natural growth of towns, natural growth of municipalities. There must be a physical plan, there must be a layout, and the people must conform to that if we are to do business. Business cannot be done in slum. And if you see the development of the people to develop in this whole country within the next 100 years, the whole of Uganda will be a town.
So
if we don't seriously plan.
So we need the trade order.
We need, of course, we need to plan where we have industries. We need to plan where we have schools, where we have markets. We need to plan where we have residentials. We need to plan where we have the commercial center of some of these towns. But you find a residential house, there is a bar. In a residential area, there is a duka, a shop. In a residential town, there is gaming. In a residential town, there is a pharmacy. So trade order, it has come too late, and the people of Uganda should bear with the government. Later on, they will appreciate. You can only do business in another city, in another towns, in another town council.
I think the reservation has been solely about how they are affecting the trade order. The way they are breaking up people's...
The implementation. The implementation. But
what do you say about
in civilized communities, if you put up a structure that is not... It does not conform to that town's development plan, you are just wasting your time. And I don't know where our engineers are, because you called it what? To approve the plan? Approving the plan. The plan must be approved by the engineer, by the town planner. And if you know that you have a building, you have a structure in the city, without the stamp of the town engineer, without the stamp of the town planner, you have nothing.
Now let us take it in this angle. The government has given people money for PDM, right? People are getting 1 million to start small-scale businesses. These people are getting the money and taking the businesses to the streets. These people are being chased off the streets.
Yes,
are they helping the people to get from poverty?
Okay, let's look at Kasese town. There is a very huge market built, I think, by World Bank.
Can it accommodate all?
Look at Fopotro. There is a huge market at Mbanga there. And if you enter that market, was it designed for those small businesses?
There's a market in Bwera as well.
There's a market in Bwera. It is designed
which
for...
has no trade order at all. Because that's where our market...
That's why there's order now.
What do you mean?
No.
And that's why government is saying conform to the orderliness of that market. And not all of us are supposed to be businessmen in towns.
So what should others do?
They're farming. Go back to the rural areas and make money. There's a lot of money in the rural areas. In farming, you go to Nyamarangara and make money. It's not that every time you get 1 million as a loan, as a grant from government, then you set up a business in the middle of the road. No, it doesn't make sense. Or you buy a border and you are causing a lot of confusion in the cities, in towns. I hope Kampala will move very fast and deal with
Well,
it.
let's get back on track to today's topic or discussion. We are discussing the Rwenzori parliamentary agenda. Briefly, I wanted to first look into the Rwenzori caucus. Have we had one before? I'm asking you who has stayed in parliament for more
Of course,
than a
we
decade.
used it to have the Rwenzori caucus.
But
And by the way, it went beyond the Rwenzori caucus because at the time I left, this is the what? This is the 12th parliament, 11th parliament. I was in the 10th parliament. It was Rwenzori, members of parliament, and Toro region. There were 2 regions.
But now we have a sub-region.
So we used it to have that caucus of the Greater
Toro.
Rwenzori. Greater Rwenzori.
Greater Rwenzori.
Now, as we go back, we are likely to revive that caucus of the Greater Rwenzori, which encompasses Toro region and Rwenzori region, so that we can sensitize each
The
other.
Toro sub-region has their own caucus. I want us to first discuss whether the Rwenzori, Kasese, Bundibujo, and Ntoroko have ever had their own
In the 11th parliament, it was 1, Rwenzori and Toro. Maybe we shall have to come to come up with our own caucus as specifically Rwenzori, and that is Bundibujo, Ntoroko, and Kasese.
Okay. When you look at the parliamentary agenda, last term there was a Kasese agenda. I think you saw the about 17-point program they had. Are these targets achievable? Because they listed so many things that they didn't achieve at least half of them. As a person who has been following the politics of Kasese, Capson, what do you have to say about listing the priorities for the parliamentary agenda, specifically to some districts?
I think before these agendas are developed, and just to put this discussion in perspective, let's first understand the Rwenzori that we are talking about. If you are mentioning the 3 districts of Ntoroko, Bundibujo, and Kasese, these are border districts. So what shapes our agenda? First, we have excuse me. We have an unfortunate situation of our neighborhoods on either side.
The Congo.
On this side, we neighbor the Vatoro, a people with whom we don't share much in common. On the lower side, we neighbor the Wanyankole, a people we don't share much with in common. We share a lot with our people on the Congo side, us being 1.2 million people in Uganda, I think, and having about 4.5 million of us in Congo. But then, unfortunately, we have an international border that cuts us away from them. Now, this means that, and also now, where we have the biggest group of us is a place riddled with conflict and insecurity and stuff like that. So we are a unique group there that needs affirmative action. So any government development agenda, any parliamentary agenda should first look at that. The second point is, as you saw, for our neighbors, we don't share language, we don't look the same, we don't speak the same. So our interactability with our neighborhood is complicated. The second is the terrain and topography. We are mountainous people, and that creates a huge challenge to service delivery in that area. Issues of roads, issues of access to services generally. Now, what should shape our agenda? Our agenda should be shaped by programs that address our uniqueness. And I think for my comrade who is in parliament, for us who are not in parliament, this is the only support we can give them, to keep showing them what our unique interests are, and thereafter they shape programs that focus on us. Now, as a consequence of where we find ourselves and how we look, we should focus, before we generate our own lists, we should be clever enough to look into government programs and see what is there that benefits us, and we sing for that, so that gets to us. If you look at roads, for example, mountain roads are very difficult to maintain. And I'm glad, Honorable Chibanzanga.
Difficult to maintain in Kasese while there are no roads in Bwendera.
Meaning, even if there were roads in Bwendera, they would also be difficult.
Difficult.
They would also
The
be
entire
difficult to
mountain.
maintain. Now, speaking as a region, I was happy with the MPs when we were in Chankwanzi 2 weeks ago. They sat together as a region. You're asking if they have a caucus. At least I saw them sit as Bundibujo, Kasese, and in Toroko.
Sure?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
And they were coming up with what concerns all of us that we should prioritize. And I was happy to hear them speak about the subdivisions to make more administrative units so that they increase service delivery to our people, which I thought was good. The issue of district splits is a very good idea because it brings more services closer to our people. But on roads, they proposed a regional transect road.
Wait, before you go to the regional transect road, you talked about the district split.
Yes.
Is the attainance of Bwendera feasible? Because this side, the president is promising a district. This side, they are having a policy to stop decentralization.
Comrade Chibanzanga will speak more about that. I was in touch with Acrobat before Chibanzanga returned to Parliament. I know a little bit of the agitation for the Bwendera district, but he championed it and until a pronouncement was made. But if you've been in Uganda and you've studied the head of state, policy is on one side and his action is on one side. So if he has pronounced...
So ideally,
No. If he has pronounced that something should happen, only give it time. The policy will align.
Let us have Honorable Chibanzanga chip in there.
Let me ask you.
The president gave you the answer.
No. He made a pronouncement. And the process is on to formalize the presidential pronouncement. Because cabinet already pronounced itself.
That is true. Even the caucus pronounced
The
itself.
caucus pronounced itself.
Yes.
The matter is before Parliament. So how is it to be now if the process is going
But we're having a new budget
and
being
we
read and the district is not there.
It doesn't matter. It may not be in this budget because Parliament has not finally pronounced itself on the matter. But so long as the caucus has pronounced itself, first of all, the council, by the way, the Bundumujo Council pronounced itself 11 years ago. Now the president has pronounced himself on Bwendera district. The caucus did, the cabinet did. The matter is now before Parliament, where I am going after sharing it.
So who is going?
So how is it?
So you're going to
how is it to be?
You are going to fast track the pronouncement at the floor of Parliament.
Remind him that the political term is 5 budgets. So missing in this budget
doesn't mean that we have missed the 4. The 4 coming. And
so
what I am not understanding
people watching us from Bwendera, the Honorable MP-elect is saying he is going to fast track the pronouncement of the district.
Not even the fast tracking. It's already in the Parliament. And by the way, the speaker has assured me that this Parliament, in it is a sitting, is going to bring...
What if the speaker doesn't bounce back?
there will be a speaker.
There will be a speaker.
Okay, good.
Can you have a house without a speaker? But what I'm not understanding from you, when you say government is proposing to reverse decentralization.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, they actually have a cabinet minute to stop dividing districts.
No.
Because Kasese is part of those that...
Stopping the creation of more administrative units. It's not a reversal of decentralization policy. No. I don't think government has come up with a cabinet paper to reverse decentralization. Decentralization is a policy which must apply to the new administration units. Yes. But when there are really consultations they have made at a national level, it's not a very answer, as you said. Bwendera and Tororo, I think. Yes.
For Tororo, they even wanted to have elections. They told them we don't have a framework.
Even so it's not a very answer for those two. At least 4, because Tororo is divided into 3, then Bwendera 4.
So, Honorable, as we go into your term now as an elected member of parliament, we hosted you here about 3-4 days ago. You detailed us your plan, but we are now looking at the broader picture of the region. You have been in parliament for quite a long time, and we have had a promise of constructing an airport in Kasese. Even when you come from Bundibujo, how are you going to fast track that as an MP from the region?
Caption has told you, we are trying to come up with a Rwenzori caucus. And that Rwenzori caucus looked at our priority areas because we were asked to submit our priority areas to the president.
In Chankwanzi?
Yes.
Okay.
And he told you the uniqueness of Rwenzori sub-region. Let us look at tourism alone.
Yeah.
That tourism calls for that airfield to be upgraded to the level of airport so that we can make money. So that it doesn't cost a tourist from Kampala 8 hours to reach Kasese.
That has been the song since 1996.
Yes, continue thinking. Someone will eventually listen to you. By not implementing a government plan, it doesn't mean that we, the representative of the people, should simply keep quiet. We continue. I can tell you, it's good you are referring to me as a senior member of that house.
Yeah, you're a senior because you're there quite...
agitations which even it took 15 years. The government is trying to say we are not ready, we are looking for the funds, we are looking for resources. You wait to have a period somewhere after that. So we continue. Even that market issue of Kasese did not come in one plan. It was a continuation, agitation, continuation of demanding until the government found the money. And I have hope that at one time, the moment we present ourselves as a tourism region, we need that airfield to be upgraded. And one day, it will become an airport.
Now, the other issue from Rwenzori...
Before you leave the airport issue, that airstrip should have been upgraded long time ago. But as you know, government priorities, in the midst of its discussion, the oil business came up. And it was, you can also see that we needed an airport more in Hoima
than in Kasese.
That is the Kabale one.
The Kabale one. That delayed us a bit.
Kabaleg.
But also, when they started developing the designs for the airstrip, they realized that we didn't have enough land there for an airport. Now, work has been ongoing. They've recently acquired 18 acres more to add on to the land. And now, in the manifesto that we just finished writing, in this political term, that airport will be constructed.
Well, another issue that arises from the Rwenzori parliamentary agenda, this might be out of the parliamentary reach, is the share of the national cake. Rwenzori as a region has had fewer ministers in cabinet, always. Because you can remember very well, we had only the Honorable Dr. Crispus Chionga as a senior cabinet minister. We have had other several state ministers, you inclusive, but every other
powerful minister.
Every other term that comes, we either have one or two or no one.
Ministers. We should have ministries. But I don't directly link having ministries to either good service delivery or extending opportunities to our people. Study Busoga from today. Busoga is the second poorest country. I mean, poorest region. But even if you closed your eyes, you will see a minister for this, presidency, what they've had, chief justice, service commission, everything. When you profile the Busoga who have been in government, since 1986 by the way, and even before, they've dominated leadership. But what has that done to poverty? They are the poorest. So as Honorable Chibanzanga said, let's agitate for more service delivery. Let's instead of national cake being seen in terms of a few people benefiting, the lead car is nice to have. but it doesn't bring bread to someone's home. So let's make sure PDM is properly implemented, make sure our kids go to school, make sure our health services work. I think that's what matters more to our people than having cabinet positions.
And let us define a national cake. A national cake is not in Chibanzanga being a minister. A national cake is, do you have a good road? Do you have electricity? Do you have schools? Do you have health centers? Do you have the security? Do you have market for your products? At the moment you have those services, you are enjoying the national cake.
Well, let us first go into a commercial break. We shall be returning with more of the Rwenzori parliamentary agenda. We are being powered by Maganjo Grain Millers, the makers of Jiko, one of the best wheat products that is eaten in Uganda, in the UK, and the US, and all over the world. We shall be right back.
Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera ekyenjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkumye. Engano ya Jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo. Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera ekyenjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Engano ya Jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo Grain Millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa Jiko owoomerwe ne mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera ekyenjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Engano ya Jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo Grain Millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa Jiko owoomerwe. Gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera ekyenjawulo.
You are watching live from our offices here in Nasana. We are located along Hoima Road, opposite KFC, and we are open for business. Those that would like to do advertisements, those that would like to do a studio hiring for those that would like to shoot some videos, we are open for business. And we shall be putting our number on the foot of this of this video. And those that are following us from wherever in the world, we thank you so much. We are having a discussion of how we shall be setting up our parliamentary agenda. And I want to first go to Honorable Chibanzanga. What brought you to think about returning to Parliament? Because you have been to Parliament over and over again, and you want to return for the fourth time. Fifth time. I want something that is distinctive, that you have to present to this caucus, that is cross-border.
Well, the challenges that we have in the Rwenzori sub-region, if you have been following, it should be born into your memory how I crossed over to Bundubujo.
Yes.
You know that period.
Yes, I know.
Challenges of the Rwenzori sub-region. You know how I joined the NRM. Being near government, demand services.
Was joining NRM because of coercion, or it was...
Coercion, how? Was I put on no gun point really?
I remember that picture they took when you were unveiling the yellow t-shirt.
And I told you that day it was a cautious decision to rejoin NRM.
To join, not to rejoin.
To rejoin.
Had you
now you don't know where NRM comes
You had
from.
been in the movement. Before we went political.
I think you don't know the history.
No, we're in a movement.
You don't know the history of any other.
I know, I really know about that. But what I'm saying
We were
is,
all in the movement. Yeah, and it was national resistance movement as usual. So somehow, because of so many challenges, we said, okay.
so who brokered the deal for you to rejoin an army?
Myself. So because of those unique challenges of Rwenzori, you find yourself really to continue with the struggle, be near the decision-making table to see how you can pacify the Rwenzori, to see how you can agitate for the Rwenzori, because of our uniqueness nature. And you can see, I am coming back again to say, okay, let us give more administrative units to the mountain people to bring services near our people. And that is now the spirit. The other day we were in Changwanzi, we were talking about the Trans-Rwenzori Highway so that it can connect the entire mountain from Rame up to Luviria.
Will it be tarmac or it will be...
My friend, President Museveni says when you are coming from hell, even this light is enough. Well, if we can have, to start with the Maram Road, no problem. And the moment you have a Maram Road, you know at one time it will be tarmacked. And because of the security situation is that Capson talked about in Congo there, I understand there are some roads being opened up in Eastern Congo. And the moment that mountain is connected, and then you have a ring road around Rwenzori, then you know that your security is guaranteed, your development is guaranteed. You boost the tourism, you boost the trade of Eastern Congo and Western Uganda. So it is because of those challenges that you find yourself continuing in this struggle for our people. And even when you want to sleep in your house, people will come and say, Rwanzanga, you make the most noise when it comes to these issues. You come. And that's how I made it in Uganda. Even in the place that did not know me, they simply used my history. You can talk, you can negotiate, you can stand for us.
But in Wenda, they still see you as a person coming from Kasese.
Who told you? That is your view. You can. There's a difference between seeing and understanding. You may see me as a person from Kasese, but the understanding is that my ancestral home is where?
Is in
Cherende, Kasonenge, Harugari, Bugandara district. So what do you see?
But you haven't answered my question.
Which one?
My question was, and still remains, what prompted you? Yes, you have said you want to be near
the challenges of the Rwenzori sub-region. That when you think you have solved this one, you have put the younger captions now. They're handling the issues of Kasese. You find that on the other side of the mountain, the challenges you have been dealing with on this side, they're on the other side. And people will agitate for you. They will demand for your services. And you find yourself offering.
In this parliamentary agenda, the security question is so much important to give attention to, because you know.
Which one, sir?
You know our history in the Rwenzori for the past 30 years. Capson, what should government do to strengthen the security that has been so much visible in the last 3-4 years when there's relative peace?
I want to look at security in two ways. First, the security against want, human security. If people have food, have access to services, there's no insecurity. But now this physical security, which originates from instability and stuff, the government has done quite well to try and curb that. The physical attack on our region, I think if, as Chimanzanga is saying, if the roads are good and accessibility is guaranteed and the Congo is pacified, our people will be safe. But for us, we suffer from the insecurity we cause ourselves, and someone needs to study our people to actually know what causes someone to pick a panga and attack a security establishment. What makes us think that a catapult can bring down a soldier who has a bullet? What causes that?
What causes a person to hold Enruunda?
You see?
That it can.
But it will act like a grenade.
To make you believe that you can be smeared with something and then a bomb will not hit you. I don't understand that part. I need to be educated. But I think it's born from this feeling of we are far away from the national cake. The government doesn't care about us that much. I think it was a mistake in the beginning to resist the creation of the kingdom because it disenfranchised, maybe that's not the correct word, but it made other people feel like they're not part of what's going on, because it was like a rejection of a certain society. But now that the kingdom is here, we have our king. You've just announced that you'll be in Kampala visiting his people. We should see the new dynamics of security and understand what still perturbs our people. But I'm not worried. I think the future is bright. Our literacy levels are growing. Our exposure is growing. As we open the region more to the world, I think some of these will die natural death, so I'm not worried about that.
Honorable Chibanzanga, I've been part of the people that have been in the structure of demobilizing these groups of people that are used to create instability, also that use panga. And how far have you gone with those efforts?
Well, I faced it in 2014. It's when I realized that we have a problem. And I almost, Honorable Kabyanga, myself, Honorable Chionga, we almost stood alone when we started saying,
pointing at the...
When we started saying, this is not how things should be done. And we think there is a problem. We almost became the rejects of our population. But we did not give up because we knew that what we were trying to do was the right thing. First of all, there was a poor indoctrination of our people on the so-called Ira state, you know. As if that was not enough, the superstition. If you have Rwanda, you have intercontinental ballistic missiles. And we almost became a reject of our people. I remember when you had the other newspaper of yours called the Rwenzori Eye.
The Rwenzori Eagle Eye.
Ah, that one. You could see what they were writing. It was the what?
Dream Team.
Dream Team.
Dream Team, the Rwenzori Eagle Eye.
That one. What they were writing, and these were educated people writing very good English. But they were in support of Rwanda as an intercontinental ballistic missile. But we continued because there are some of us, the moment we are convinced that we are right, we don't give up. And today, by the way, that thing contributed to my challenges 2021. Yes.
Have you spoken to the guy who was in charge? He signed Apollo because he was your opponent.
He was in the team with yourself. You would talk to him. But I am happy that now we are understood.
I've lost touch with
and our people are beginning to say these people were right. Chong is back. Wanzang is back. And unfortunately, that one made it. You know. And as I talk now, there are more voices of sanity in Rwenzori than before.
The Capsonis have joined you.
Yes, they have joined. They were always there. People are beginning to say we benefit more when Rwenzori is at peace than when Rwenzori is in a total chaos. And therefore, the future of Rwenzori, as the Commissioner has said, is very bright. Fortunately enough, our kingdoms are beginning also to understand their roles and responsibilities. They are beginning to interpret the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, Article 240, is it Article 246? They are beginning to interpret the Traditional and the Cultural Leaders Act of 2011. And therefore, what we need to do, what is remaining, is to bring our cultural institutions together and see how to spur development in the Rwenzori sub-region.
Oh.
So, sir, we are doing very well in demobilizing these younger people who were fooled around. It's unfortunate that on 1st November last year, it reoccurred, but it did not have the other magnitude of 2016. It just fizzled out within no minute. And the Wananchi themselves, they were the ones condemning it. They are the ones moving in to help the forces and to stop the nonsense. So we are doing very well. In Kasese, we have a peace center, which has been receiving these younger people from Congo, those who were abducted by ADF, those who were born in ADF. We have been receiving them, and we have been handling, for the last 2 years, we have handled about 270. And we have integrated them back to our society. So we should continue educating our people. And with the government, the services extending near our people, the roads, the market, the schools. Education is very key in this field. Because if you see people who are always manipulated, these are younger people who did not go further in terms of education. So, sir, what I saw on 1st November last year, that confusion again, and I saw how the Wananchi were moving in. I saw how our cultural institution condemned the occurrence of that funny things. The Rwenzori, the future of Rwenzori is very bright. I think we shall finally and totally pacify the Rwenzori. You people, you younger people, you need to join us in this effort.
I think something I can add and maybe let Honorable Chivanzanga carry to Parliament is the statistic I saw in the 2024 census, whereby 44% of the youth, of the young people in the Rwenzori region are not in school, are not in institutions, are not in employment, they're just there. So when you talk about things of the mind, when you have such a huge population that's not being engaged.
What is the figure? 44?
44%.
By the way, that's actually.
That's a very huge one. So you should, when you go to Parliament, I think you should focus more on programs that absorb these young people. Support the skilling programs, support these youth in youth hubs, support. We have a problem, we have a challenge of jobs. The civil service is not growing. For the whole political term last year, it moved from 330 to 380,000 people, only about that difference. So we can't really look into the civil service. So if you can agitate, I'm glad, I was happy when you spoke about cocoa to the president and you caused him to waive a tax on cocoa. There's a government program to set up a cocoa factory in Bujo. Land has been secured. So these are the areas that would take our young people and probably begin to change the mindset so that they support development.
Let us take another commercial break. We shall be right back. We are being powered by Maganjo Grain Millers. We are coming for the last segment of this show, the Rwenzori Focus. We shall also look into the visit of the King of Rwenzururu, His Majesty Musinga Charles Weasley Irimangoma.
Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera ekyenjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusikolomye. eŋŋano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko owoomerwe. Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera eky'enjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Eŋŋano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko owoomerwe ne famiri yo ne ku mikolo gyo. Yimusa omutindo gw'enfumba yo oyimuse essanyu lyo nga okozesa eŋŋano ya jiko ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain Nations. Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera eky'enjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Eŋŋano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko owoomerwe.
Welcome back to LC Africa, the Code Factory. I wanted to first read out the comments of people that are following us online. This one is called Asaba Simbula. He's from Bundibujo. He's saying this is a powerful discussion. We're also being followed by Masereka Nobat, who is saying so nice to have such a discussion. You can keep sharing your comments on YouTube and Facebook. We are live from LC Africa, opposite KFC. We are having Honorable Christopher Chibanzanga, the MP-elect for Bwendera, and also Hason Mutunzi, who works with the NRM Secretariat. Now, Hason, you are in the middle of organizing an event that will be hosting the King of Singapore, Rwenzori. Can you give us a brief background of why you thought of hosting the king in the Buganda Kingdom?
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to brief our people about the visit of His Majesty, the King of Rwenzori, to his subjects in Kampala, Entebbe and surrounding areas. As you know, the king has been frail, he's been in bad health. He went abroad for treatment, and when he came back, he stayed in Kampala at his residence for some time, and it was necessary that he appears back to his subjects so that they know that their leader is well now, and they can see and he can speak to them. And the kingdom also is developing a strategic plan, which they are now disseminating to people, to the subjects, so that they can see how they hook in and support the development of the kingdom. So an event was held in Kasese. He has already gone to his kingdom. He was received very well.
I saw the triumphant entry.
By his subjects, yes. So he proposed that we organize.
He's the one who proposed.
He's the one who proposed that we organize his subjects in Kampala so that he can meet them.
Is that place enough for the subjects?
So a committee was put up. It's headed by David Kongolo Council, and I happen to be on the organizing committee. So we looked around for places that suit the person of that stature. We were conscious not to do a public event in out space because aware that this is not his kingdom territorially. So we didn't want to conflict with authorities down here. So we consulted the Uganda Kingdom, consulted the authorities, and found that it was okay to have him in a place which is dignified and gives him a chance to speak to us. So we are asking all people Bakonzo and all well-wishers of the Rwenzori Kingdom, the friends of the king. It's an opportunity to come and see him. He'll be with the wife. I don't know who of the children will be there, but people are most welcome. We'll be in Makerere at the Public Health Auditorium. You enter through the eastern gate.
That biggest auditorium in Makerere.
Just at the gate, yeah. So we are ready. We'll host you on Sunday, starting the afternoon from 2 p.m. Yeah, you're most welcome.
So the event starts at 2 p.m.
The event starts at 2 p.m. It's not a very detailed event. We've had, by the way, we've had the Bayendera in the diaspora asking for an opportunity to say a few words to the king. We're providing that on the agenda. The Prime Minister will speak to us. We've decided that the Kampala people also have a bit of a memorandum to read to the king, to say what they want to say to the king, and then the king will respond, and then we'll be done.
So there is no space for these political leaders that come from OBR to speak?
There might be space for political leaders, but there won't be space for politics.
Oh.
So depending, we are still picking confirmations. We don't know who will be there. They are all still indicating, but we don't have.
Have you invited all of them?
Yes, we sent invitation cards. We've spoken to them.
Honorable Chibanzanga, have you received your invitation?
What do you want?
I want to confirm the organizers' words.
Do I need an invitation to go and meet the king wherever he is?
No,
Especially when I'm in the surroundings.
I know you are the chief
and
priest.
I'm not very busy.
I know you are the
He's
chief.
asking if the king has been invited.
I know you are the chief priest, but you are a member of parliament elect. They have that card has to come.
If the king, it is the king who asked to come and meet his people.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Ideally, also ask.
Have
because
you looked at the king's delegation?
No, I haven't.
Wow.
I will continue.
But to clear this, actually, you brought up something that we didn't think about. Honorable Chibanzanga, if he didn't receive an invitation from the organizing committee, it could mean two things: that he was considered as part of the king's entourage, and also because really the Rwenzori is on the other side, we might have thought in the Kasese perspective and therefore invited the six and not him. So apologies if we didn't, but he is our spokesperson. He broke this news, so we know that he knows, and
he's the one who provoked him.
He'll be present. He'll be present.
Oh, Honorable Chibanzanga, yes, you broke the news when I hosted you the other time. And I know you are one of the people that will be around that event. Can you add on the voice we had the other time to call?
What do you have to add on? The organizers, among a member of the organizing committee has really spoken. What we have to do now is to say, let the people turn up to see but what is the capacity of the auditorium?
That's the challenge. It's a small place. It accommodates 502 people.
502.
502.
It's quite a number.
Yeah, so it's quite a number. So we've purposed to make sure that those are the 500 that the king must meet and have a useful discussion about the future of the kingdom.
So let me ask this purposefully: if the numbers come in, the inflow is more than what is required there, will you bounce back the people, or you have a waiting area where they can watch from online?
We are encouraging, let me address directly. We are encouraging,
producer camera jimutunuzemu.
We are encouraging every Munyarwenzororo, everyone who supports the kingdom and every well-wisher to come and help us host the king. The arrangement is that only 500 people will be in the auditorium. But if you've been to that place, there's a big hall below the auditorium where when we receive the king, he will wave at everyone. We've organized with cultural entertainment where we'll have, as he approaches, there will be so many people to wave at him and welcome him. So there's space for everyone. And that auditorium has space to add more seats. We've made provision, so whoever comes to that event will have time with the king.
Okay, those who will not be making it to the auditorium, you have the chance of watching that event live on LC Africa. We shall be covering it live, so you don't have to worry about whether you will have space or not. You can be in the comfort of your sitting room and watch the proceedings of the visit of the king. Now, to you, Capson, the king is visiting, and we understand the administration is trying to rebrand the kingdom from what we have had before. As a person who is organizing this event, what would be the ideal target in the end of this?
Target in terms of, I don't understand.
Of course, the objective of having this event at the end. What are the objectives of having this event in Kampala?
Well, as I said, it's the king who requested to meet his people. So the agenda can only be with the king. And as I said, we are also putting our expectation in a memorandum, which we'll read to him. In my opinion, very personal really myself, Debusenga has had the weakness of interacting with, I don't know how to call it, the elite cluster of our community. There's been that challenge. So if you're talking strategic plan, you're talking development plan, that's now where you need the elites. So I'm very happy that the king thought about it. The prime minister thought that at this visit, he should take us through what is contained in that strategic plan, and will create some opportunity to discuss either that day or in follow-up events how as elites of the Rwenzori, of the Rwenzori Kingdom, can contribute to the building that institution. That institution is ours. It has gone through several challenges. It has lost people due to lack of proper guidance. So it's time that we redirect it, support the king, and make sure the vision for which it was created is obtained. Beautiful.
Honorable Chibanzanga, there is something critical there. You're one of the policy makers that made policies in regards to cultural institutions, where institutions cannot be demarcated according to the physical boundaries. Do you see any urgency of having a revision of this policy so that if any other cultural leader is to visit his or her subjects, is free to do that across Uganda or beyond the country?
What do you mean? Is there restrictions?
We have had the insecurity
The
issue.
biggest-
We have had issues.
the biggest
the king
problem-
of Uganda wanted to go to Kayunga. You know what happened?
The biggest problem with the Ugandans, you don't read. You don't even read your own policies. You don't even read your own law. You don't even read your own constitution. Go and read Article 246 of the Constitution. By the way, the Constitution of 1996 created the cultural institutions. And the moment the Constitution creates a cultural institution, it has removed the kingdom element. This kingdom element of yours, in terms of territories, is a historical baggage. It is a historical baggage. I have read the Constitution. I have read and I participated in the making the Act of 2011. It does not box cultural leaders and cultural institutions in a territory. The moment you give them a territory, you have invited them into the administration of this country. Do you know that? These are cultural institutions, I have said it over and again, that they are in the minds and the hearts of the people who subscribe to that cultural institution.
That is why maybe you do not have any issue with the coronation of...
I have always asked, indeed, Kayunga was, when the Kabaka wanted to go to Kayunga.
It was bloody. We
It
have
has
also had issues.
Also, it has been
with
happening
OBR
also,
visiting,
also in Rwenzori. And by that time, I was closer to IGP.
Is he
Closer to IGP.
Is he still your friend?
Of course he is. I used to go to his office, but I know you. What are you enforcing? What stops this king to go and see his people in Kayunga? And you could see he was protecting, he could protect people's sentiments than the law. people's sentiments by the law. And the people's sentiment is based on the history of our people. When you go to Rwenzori there, they say, we fought about Toro. And now that we have our own kingdom in Kasese, the king of Toro should not visit. But where is the law? Where is the law that stops the king of Toro from visiting Kasese, meeting his people in Kasese?
Now, leave alone the visit. My question is, you have a king of, for example, of Dinja Wabamba. He's going to have his coronation in your constituency, in Buyendera, which is predominantly occupied by the loyal subjects of Singapore Rwenzori. Is that a point to you?
Which point? Who told you that in Buyendera there are no Bamba in Bavanum?
So according to you, that is
according to the law, not even me. Where the king finds his people, Habakamura Miraya. This cultural leader.
Whether it's coronation or what, anyway.
Please. There is no law that stops a cultural leader from visiting and having functions.
Because somebody sent me
where he has his people.
Someone has sent me the question to ask you whether you have any problem with the king of Obudinja visiting, having his coronation in.
Why should I have a problem? By the way, when it comes to OBB and OBR, read their history first of all.
They're like brother and sister.
Are they not from the Rwenzori movement?
They are.
And today, because Omana Wakawamara is the king, the son of Muchirene is the king, then you create an invisible wall between the two.
Not at all.
Does that make sense? I thought since the other one is the king, this one is the king, they fought the Zoro kingdom together, and then they have got to work together to fulfill their father's dream.
I think the one who asked the question is watching the response.
Let him watch very well. And the other day I was also, I had an argument with the members of parliament. That's from Toro, that's from Obdinga. I said, you guys, let's not enforce our sentiments. Let's not enforce our emotions. Let's just look at the law. What did the government create? Did it create kingdoms with the territories? It created the cultural institutions. And then they bring us in centers of gravity. When I read the law, there is no center of gravity. So please, for me, I am happy that we are beginning to realize what we are as cultural people. And we are beginning to realize that we are in a country called Uganda. And by the way, Uganda is a republic. And that what the constitution created was not entities to divide our people. Even the other day I said it to divide our people, but rather building blocks for a community called Uganda. So, sir, I am so happy. By the way, if the Omudinge, you remember when the Omudinge came to Kasese?
No, I don't.
Hey, he came to Kasese and attended the coronation function.
Yeah, he did.
And at one time also, King Charles visited Puntupuju.
I remember that.
And he was also in the palace. So I am happy that Omudinge can have his function in Uganda, where the majority of the people prescribe to the Rwenzori kingdom. I am happy that the king of Rwenzori is visiting his people in the Uganda region. And I say Uganda region deliberately.
So ideally, you're going to attend the event in your constituency. Now that I've got it.
What stops him from attending, for instance?
Honorable, I think this begs a big question, a bigger intervention from you. If you put a chronology, the fact that the king of Uganda was ever prevented from going to Kayunga, the fact that the king of Rwenzori has had clashes trying to go to Bwamba.
By the way, including Kasenyi.
The fact that Kasenyi, you can see, you might remember that the king of Toro was coming from where, and his convoy was stoned in Kasese. I don't know if you remember that. Now, this tells us that something is not right, either in how the law has been disseminated, or that law needs to be strengthened by a policy that is managing relations among these institutions.
I doubt whether we'll have a
So,
policy.
as a member of parliament, I think you should push either private members, I don't know, you have to help us create a policy that creates a relationship. It was a big ask for us. You are hosting this person in Buganda. We were forced to write to Buganda Kingdom, yet ideally should have thought, this is our king coming to see not the Baganda, but the Rwenzori in Buganda, and should have been naturally okay. So this relationship, the conflicts we've seen among the kingdoms, might beg for a policy, and you're the best to champion that.
Oh, now that people cannot understand the constitution, cannot understand the act of parliament, I think really what you have said is true. We need a policy to create a relationship between these different.
Besides the policy, I think we also need to do mass sensitization. Explaining this in the local language that people can understand.
But which minister of
and you know, when you
which
speak,
minister of government is in charge of cultural institution? Gender.
It's gender.
Gender. I've never had gender
There's even an
interacting
assistant commissioner.
closely with these cultural leaders.
That is why, by the way, you have returned to
And
the house
especially the cultural institutions which are new, which do not have a long tradition of royalty. Now you see, we can say Uganda is an old civilization. I remember we used even to go to Entebbe and drum and dance. Uganda wasn't bothered. Uganda was
When the Msinga was
when the Msinga was returning
returning,
in
it was a
90,
huge thing.
which year was that?
In
I was
Buganda,
still a young man.
I think it
a young
was.
man too.
Buganda was not bothered. Buganda is an old civilization that has got a better understanding of some of these things. In Kayunga, really, if I am anthropologizing on behalf of government, Kayunga, they clashed with the Kabaka over nothing. But has he ever visited Kayunga? No. Since then.
I don't remember. But at least he can move anywhere.
But now he can move anywhere. And that's why there is a lot of challenges. This is the Buganda region. Isn't Kayunga in the Buganda region?
It is.
And you can see there is a king and nothing happens. Isn't it Kamswag as well?
Kochi.
Kochi is also of Buganda region.
It's a chiefdom.
Yeah, there. There is another one in Nankasongola here. Another cultural institution.
Where-
But if you see the
Where
tension,
my producer comes from.
the tension is not like how I see it in Rwenzori. So we shall ask, I think, to chew this and what I'm going to pursue the policy to operationalize the Article 246 of the Constitution and the Act of Parliament, so that really we end this kind
As we
of
wind up
situation.
this program, I'm reading this comment. Honorable Chibanzanga is a prince of peace. His responses are wise. He's a God sent. Bwan Asinja Kutseva.
Thank you, sir, because I
Brian-
stand for my views, and not only my views, but with the Constitution. Whatever I know, what's
Brian
it?
Mohendo says Mwasinje program abanabeka. Thanks for this program. This is Bakama Rogers. He's asking me, the host, whether I want to invite the prince. He said, Sebo, you want the prince to be invited too? You are funny. So the viewers are saying I'm funny. Let us have the parting shots from these guests of ours, Capson, who works with NRM. Before we come to the end, we're having swearing in on 12th.
Yes.
As NRM, what is your plan for that day? I know you don't speak for the party, but you sit at the
I
secretariat.
don't speak for the party. And swearing in is not a ceremony of the party.
It's for government.
It's a ceremony of government. So there's NOC, the National Organizing Committee. But I've seen a lot of activity at headquarters. There'll be a lot of display of military hardware. If people see members moving around town, we are not under attack.
Including the sky.
You must have
You
heard
have
the
heard the
sky.
sky.
The sky
Why are they
get busy.
why are they bringing fear to the people?
It's not fear. When do
Who's bringing fear?
when do you ever know your military might of your country?
I have seen a Soku in the skies
No,
this
that's not
afternoon.
When else would you see it? To know that we have it and it can protect you. So take heart.
Or maybe they're trying to show the people that abagalo government tajja kulayira this is the might we have. Yes.
No, he's a commander-in-chief.
But who can say that tajja kulayira and natalayira?
But you have had it before.
But what has happened? He bunga tajja kulayira nalayira. So ekyo mukiveeko. The display is to show, because Ugandans never go to barracks, they never go to all these armories. So since this is your property, like,
so they are doing some drills.
you should know, you should see that.
Not only drills, the armed forces give the newly sworn in commander-in-chief salute. So the sky, Air Force will give a salute, and you will see how they move.
But before
these big tanks will give a salute if you have enough, and then the ordinary soldiers, and then it is organizing the swearing in of a commander-in-chief, and all armed forces would have to participate.
Honorable
But
Capson,
before we finish my parting shots, Chivanzanga is taking my time.
I haven't given you the parting shots. You're still commenting about the ceremony.
I want really to get back to Rwenzori, because we are getting done by sending Honorable Chivanzanga. I am not in Parliament, so we use different spaces to agitate for the region. Rwenzori, I think before we think about bigger things, let's just focus on how we get the services that are provided by government to reach our people. The national poverty levels, the people who are in subsistence economy, the country statistic is 33%, Rwenzori is 37%. Meaning we still have more people who are producing for the stomach and not for the market. If we focused on that, that would help. The access to finances, actually, we still have fewer people who put money in the pocket compared to the rest of the country. So supervising programs like PDM to make sure they reach the intended beneficiaries would help the region. Access to electricity, I had mentioned to you during the break, only 20.3% of the population in the Rwenzori is connected to electricity. 17% are still on solar, and the rest are on Butodoba and Nesiseke Bachinashekaya, according to the census, to get to light themselves. So we are bad off as a region, and you guys who have gotten access, I mean who go to Parliament, should really work for us to make sure we access these government services. It's better than promising to developers using your personal resources. We've seen MPs buy ambulances, we've seen MPs use their pockets to provide farm implements and seeds for agriculture. I think that's less sustainable. Since government is here and these programs are in government, please, and users, those of us who are not in Parliament, we can be your listening posts, we can be your ears and eyes to support you in your work in Parliament.
Honorable Chivanzanga, you have listed about 3 major issues to work on, and achieving a district is one of them. If at all you happen to fail delivering the Bwendara district, will you return to Bwendara to seek for another term?
You will have tried, I'm sure.
Where is the failure?
Now I'm saying, I'm now in if 3.
You're a pessimist.
That now I'm not
Me,
a pessimist.
I don't fail.
Be optimistic.
I don't fail. I know that when that is guaranteed. I don't go in for a failure.
So Bwendara is guaranteed?
It's guaranteed.
You talked about schools, hospitals getting...
Bwendara is guaranteed. I don't go in for a failure.
By the way, within this term, Kasese will be split.
Yes,
yeah, that is the
Kasese
notion,
will also be
but
split.
like you...
Will be
And now that
split.
Bwendara has been announced, Kasese can't come before Bwendara is
Well, they're saying
functioning.
Kasese will be operationalized before 2030. That's what's up.
So this will be earlier.
So don't think about a failure, sir.
Well, you are swearing in next week on the 14th.
When is the party?
The party will be in Bugandara in June.
The viewer would like to know when you will be swearing in, what time.
I will be swearing in on 14th at 10.
In the morning.
Yes.
So...
Then I go home and then I go back to Bugandara to organize.
No, you cannot just go back to Bwendara to
Need the lunch
organize.
in Kampala.
No. I'm bringing cards for all the Kampala community to go and celebrate
Bwendara
with our people.
Okay.
By the way, it is part of mobilization, it's part of sensitization, so that the Kampala people can interact with Rhetoric.
Well, can I have in 2 minutes parting shots from you, Capson, and then Honorable Chivanzanga, and then we call it a day.
Well, I have nothing useful to add. Only to thank you for this opportunity to speak to our people. I hope people take the message that we are giving. The Rwenzori agenda is critical because Rwenzori as a region, as I've said, is still far behind the national statistics. So let's focus on developing the Rwenzori. Thank you.
Okay, Honorable Chibanzanga.
Oh, thank you very much, my people. Wendera. Ngaba simisunguta busubulero. Mwasinja kusebo rinherero olumembelo no. And olumembelo no nga lokola without fear, without favor. I told you during an election that we have lived a lie. We cannot die in silence. If there is no road, there is no road. If there is no electricity, there is no electricity. The statistics that Capstone is giving us, they are real. We must talk about them. That's why I thank LOC Africa that you have designed a program to highlight the issues of Rwenzori. We cannot live a lie and die in silence. What is not right in Rwenzori, we shall bring it at a national level. What is right in Rwenzori, we shall tell you that here we are comfortable and here we are not comfortable. We demand more. I told you the other day that I'm in this parliament specifically for two things. Split. To have Bugandara as a district. And of course, this one is from the other side. And we are doing it specifically to extend services nearer to our people. The second one is total pacification of Rwenzori sub-region so that we join the development agenda. Some of these instabilities in the Rwenzori sub-region, they keep us in a state of backwardness. Na bandu batsikeribisu balitulengekana ko wamba bako banakolere bate
Ko bana bati.
boko bana bati. So mwazinya kutseba reto olumembelo muntu watikaye, the younger people, you should really help us to highlight the issues of Rwenzori. And you younger people who are educated, join us in this agenda of the total pacification of Rwenzori so that Rwenzori can join the development agenda. Thank you so much. Mungu wabariki. May God bless you.
Thank you so much, all those that have been watching us live here from LC Africa, the Content Factory. We shall be covering the live coverage of the visit of the King of Rwenzori, Omusinga Chelsea Wizile Mumbere in Mangoma this Sunday at 2 p.m. Endeavor to follow all our socials on Facebook.
Including my swearing in.
Including your swearing in.
We'll cover it live.
The X and all other platforms. We are also having another program tomorrow, the Media Roundtable. Our Media Roundtable is dubbed Sense and Noise. Early morning, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Until next time, I remain Hason Mutunzi, the host of the Rwenzori Focus. May God bless you.
Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera eky'enjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogukolomye. Engano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko.